What is up, CC students? House parties are right now. Best night of the week, isn't that right, Steven?
That is right.
He's so excited, he's flailing everywhere. Man, we're gonna just kick it off. We're going straight into this. We're gonna hit it with some announcements. Guys, the missions trip is coming up. Steven, how many spots do we have left?
16.
16. Guys, if you want to come on the missions trip, come let me know. If your parents maybe are giving you a hard time or you feel apprehensive about it, just come talk to me, guys. I don't want finances to get in the way. I don't want anything to get in the way of you getting to come to South Dakota with us this summer. Something that Steven and I have both heard is that you're like, oh, I'm kind of waiting because, like, I don't know if my friends are gonna go. Let me squash that right now. Two things. One, you're gonna make new friends. Sit in a van with someone for 6-7 hours. You're gonna be best friends.
It's a guarantee.
It's a guarantee. Steven's stamp of approval.
Yeah.
Two, why don't you invite your friends to come also?
Yeah.
So look at that. Make new friends and invite new friends.
You're a genius.
I mean, I'm not saying I'm a genius, but
I said it.
Okay, Steven said it. So come talk to me. We can get you a link to register. It's gonna be awesome.
Yep.
We want you there. Second thing, student night is next Wednesday night. We want you to come hungry. We want you to invite all your friends. Steven's so excited he's headbanging.
Yeah.
But we're gonna have a great time. We're gonna have a message. We're gonna have food, community. We're gonna have 9 Square. I mean, if that's not enough to come out, I mean, come on. But yeah, same time, 6:30. Come see us at Zoe's. And yeah, we want to see you there.
It's great.
It's gonna be super fun. Yeah, I think that's it for announcements. But we have something cool planned. We had everyone come by the student lounge on Sunday, and we had you guys draw your favorite movie.
Yeah. Couple stipulations. You couldn't put down any words, and we're just trying to see who's got the most artistic talent, who knows how to communicate the best without words. So you're gonna see the images pop up on the screen. We're gonna give you 3 seconds, and you're gonna try and guess what the movie was. Some of them are easy, some of them are a little bit difficult. And then we'll just see how many you get right. We got 12 of them, so here we go.
Let's do it. All right, first movie is from Nate.
Thank you, Nate.
Wow, it's gorgeous.
It's gorgeous.
It's like a ring with a crown.
Very monochromatic, no colors.
All right, we'll give you 3 seconds to guess what that is. Boom, what is it?
It was Lord of the Rings.
Lord of the Rings.
You know.
It's beautiful.
Lovely.
Nate, great job. All right, next we have Maylee with a beautiful car
Yeah.
and truck. Great. All right, 3 seconds.
Yeah.
Boom, Cars.
Cars.
Man.
Lovely.
It's a
Great job, Bailey.
Ciao.
That's great.
That's beautiful.
The next one, I did Anna dirty here a little bit because she wanted to rewrite her name, and I forgot to retake the photo after that, and so her name, she didn't want it to be that.
Sorry, Anna.
Sorry, Anna. But this is Anna.
So cute.
Looks great. All right. This is Guardians of the Galaxy. That's
Yeah, it
Groot right
is.
there.
That's a cute group.
It's very good.
Great job, Anna.
Great
I love
group.
it.
Great group.
All right, next one. Holy cow.
Oh, wow. This filled
Noah.
up the whole...
Whoa. Whoa.
This is... Wow.
I mean, that's like the VHS cover.
Yeah.
VHS is before DVDs and streaming.
I also wonder, though, how many people know this movie.
I would be really impressed if people did. I love this movie. I actually watched this pretty recently.
Oh, all right.
All right, let's see if you guys can get it. Emperor's New Groove.
That's a good one.
That's a great drawing, Noah.
So good. So good.
Oh, the lever, Gronk.
All right, next one.
Wow. Zeke.
Zeke.
Bro, it's beautiful.
I wanna compliment Zeke more on this, except Zeke was really full of himself on Sunday going through this, so I'll just leave it be. But yeah, there's this one, and we'll give you 3 seconds. I mean, if you don't know, this is Ratatouille.
I mean, the wooden spoon, the crazy tail,
The chef's hat.
it's chef's kiss. Good job, Zeke.
Great job.
Whoa, Matt.
This is Matt, our friend Matt. He did this one.
That's awesome.
Very colorful.
All
Also
right.
use the whole space.
Totally. All right, you guys have got this one.
Yeah.
It's up.
It's up.
Not down.
Not down.
Up. Oh my
Whoa,
goodness.
Joey.
Joey. That's really good too.
Yeah.
All right, let's see if you guys can get it. Dun, 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 dun.
It's another Lord of the Rings one.
That's beautiful.
Got some Lord of the Rings fans.
Good job, Joey. 7th graders, give Joey some love. Oh,
Okay.
here we go.
All right. This is from Luca. Luca almost used the whole space.
Yeah, totally.
All right.
Cool. Let's see if you guys can get it. Bang.
The Wakefields must love The Emperor's New Groove.
They must. They weren't even with each other
No.
when they drew this either, so it's perfect. Great job, Luca. Oh, it's mine.
It's yours. All right. I'll make comments on this. I like the green. You use a lot of different colors. There's a lot of different elements going on here that I appreciate.
Gorgeous.
All right. Ready?
Let's do it. It's Indiana Jones, guys.
Indiana Jones.
It's
A
great.
classic.
All of them are phenomenal, but the first one is my favorite.
That's a hot take, but I'll go with it.
Well, okay. The
that-
Crystal Skull one and the newest one are mid. OG3, great
I
stuff.
won't argue with you.
There we go.
All right, Christian. Christian's very simple. These kind of
Yeah.
look like Sour Patch Kids, which I'm about.
That's exactly what I thought that they were.
They are not.
They're not. All right, here we go.
Elemental. I haven't even seen this movie yet. I heard it was pretty good. I haven't seen it though.
Neither
So,
have I. Great job,
favorite movie?
Christian.
Interesting. All right, this is from Josie.
Aw,
Josie, this is simplistic.
I love it. It's beautiful.
I'm curious. I think this one might be kind of tough.
You guys think you got it? All right, let's see if you do.
Yeah. All right. Contrary to popular belief, this is not Finding Nemo. This is Finding Dory.
That's what I guessed that it was, and she was very quick to let me know.
Yeah.
It's a blue fish,
It's a blue fish.
not an orange fish.
But we technically found Dory because that's the like we can't find Nemo's not here, so maybe we need to find. I don't know. All right, last one.
Last one.
Cody.
Cody.
This is very minimal, simplistic, but also the detail. There's some detail there.
The detail will get you. I love it.
Those who know.
All right, here we go. Another Lord of the Rings.
Lord of the Rings. People love it.
It's great.
Maybe we'll do a Lord of the Rings thing in the future. That could be. Well, actually, I think most of the leaders were the one who said.
Yeah, totally.
Maybe the leaders will have a Lord of the Rings watch party. But that was the game. How'd you do? Good. I assume you did good, except for the Stonehouse party. I think y'all probably sucked.
Oh,
But
got him. Well, cool, guys. We're going to get into it right now. Buckle up. It's going to be a great time. We will see you soon.
hello.
We're here.
Yep.
It's me and Steven. Ready to keep going through the book of Mark. And
Yep.
so I'm just stoked that you're here hanging. Doing
Yeah,
this,
I know.
man.
I'm excited that you're joining us for the story of Mark, the book of Mark. It's not his story.
Not, but could be.
It could be. Well,
No, it's not. I'm
It's
just
not.
kidding. It's not.
But you've been with us for. If you've been with us for a while, you know what we've been going through. If you want to hold up the book of Mark, which kind of tells the story of Jesus as he walked the earth. And so, recapping, Stetson and I last week talked about how the feeding of the 4,000 represent all of these things. We talked about the music, the Star Wars metaphor of how when the Jewish people heard these numbers, there was a kind of a message hidden in there. Y'all got to talk about it. It was super cool. But now we're diving into the next section, which is...
Yep, Mark 8. It's going to be 14, and we're going to finish... Well, we're not going to finish out through the whole thing. We'll probably stop around 25, 26.
Yep.
Somewhere there. So if you have this awesome book of the Book of Mark, you can turn to page 26. If you have a physical Bible, flip like 3/4 of the way through and look for Mark. It's the second book of the New Testament.
Yep.
If you have, like I do, the phone, type in Mark. and go to 8, which is pretty cool. And so kind of like last week, I don't actually want to fully go through this and read it, but I kind of want to just set the stage. And Steve and I are just going to have a little conversation around this, because my hope is that in your house parties, you'll be able to have some really good conversations. I'm really excited. I'm at a house party right now. Well, not right here, but as you're watching this, I'm with you. So we'll have some good conversation there, but yeah, kind of setting the stage for where we're at. So at this point, like Stephen said, Jesus and his disciples, they just went and fed the 4,000. And then afterwards, the Pharisees came and they're like, give us a sign. And Jesus basically says, why do you keep asking for signs? I'm not going to give you a sign. And they got on a boat. And so that's where we're kind of picking up. And so without kind of going through the whole entire thing, I want to just set this stage so Jesus just got done basically saying, why Pharisees, why is this generation always asking for a sign? I'm not going to give you a sign. And so I imagine that Jesus is sitting in this boat with his disciples, and I bet he's stewing. I could imagine Jesus being like, oh my gosh, I just performed this miracle, feeding 4,000 people. These religious leaders come to me, they're like, still give us a sign. Why do they keep doing this? And I think it's pretty wild what Jesus says. So he's doing, and he says to his disciples, he basically says, hey, beware and be careful basically of the yeast, or some translations say leaven, of the Pharisees and Herod. And so I kind of just want to give a little color and context to set that stage for you guys. Stephen, we were talking a little earlier about yeast and leaven. Do you want to just kind of let the students in on kind of what we were talking about earlier?
Yeah. Yeast, the physical property of yeast, I don't know if y'all have done any baking, but what it does is it allows your bread to rise. So if you think of what makes a bread kind of airy, fluffy, that's yeast. They're basically, the way they talk about the origin of this idea is the Israelite Jewish people, when they fled from Egypt, they left so quickly they didn't give their bread time to rise. And so there was no yeast. And so from that point on, yeast has always kind of represented corruption or sin. And specifically in very sacred times throughout Jewish culture, when they eat bread, it is specifically not, there's no yeast at it. It's flat, kind of more like a cracker than a really fluffy bread.
Right.
So that's just a little bit of background.
Totally. And then when Jesus is talking about the Pharisees and Herod, so Pharisees being the religious leaders, following the rules, needing to keep all of these Jewish laws. And then when he refers to Herod, he's referring to the Sadducees, which are basically the worldly leaders. Both had influence within politics, but he's saying, hey, listen, don't take this yeast, don't let this corruption of both the religious dogma and the religious rules to follow and that of the world basically corrupt you. So Jesus says this to his disciples, and they, you'll read this in Mark 8. They forgot the leftovers from feeding the 4,000 out on the beach somewhere. I don't know where they left. They left them somewhere. And all they had was one loaf of bread, and the disciples thought that Jesus was talking about actual bread. And, you'll read through all of this, and, it's the largest kind of rebuking that Jesus gives the disciples in every single gospel. And I think it's for good reason. And you guys are going to talk about that. But, the first thing that he says to his disciples, he says, do you still not see? And I think that's super interesting that would be the way that Jesus begins, kind of correcting his closest followers. He just witnessed, they all just witnessed Jesus feed the 5,000, then afterwards feeding the 4,000. And then they have this one loaf, and when Jesus is trying to instruct them and teach them, they think he's talking about something completely different. And so they'll be on the boat. You'll read about that, but I want to get into really quick what Jesus does afterwards. So they're on the boat, and then Jesus goes and he heals a blind man at Bethsaida. And Stephen and I, again, we were talking about this earlier, and there's a really cool kind of parallel that we found that I want Stephen to explain. It was so cool.
Yeah, well, so I kind of, and a part of me wants to not just spell it out because I want you all to see if you can figure it out. But Jesus, they're on this boat, and it feels like they do kind of a pit stop where they just kind of pull off, grab a blind man,
Right.
and it seems like when Jesus heals this blind man, it's not so much for the blind man himself as much as Jesus is trying to teach via example something to the disciples. So he heals the blind man's sight, and the blind man says he sees people, but they kind of look like trees, so he doesn't fully do it. Is Jesus not able to do miracles as well anymore, or is he trying to teach something here? He heals him again, and finally the blind is able to see totally clearly, even though the first time they kind of got it, but didn't get it. I'm alluding to something here, and I'm wondering if you get it too. And I'll even point you in a specific direction. The Pharisees earlier on ask for a sign, and yet what has happened right before that? Feeding of the 4,000, there's a feeding of the 5,000, there's all of the numbers, there's this, and yet they're asking for this sign.
Why do you think Jesus is pointing to this as being frustrated about it?
It's going to be some good conversation, guys. So, yeah, we'll have some questions for you guys that your leaders will get into.
Yeah.
Have some time, go deep. Feel free to ask questions. If things are confusing, if you don't understand, if you
Disagree. Like, this is an awesome space to have community and dialogue around this. It's going to be a great night, guys. We love you. Enjoy your time together, and we'll talk soon.